Alright, so recently I started making these, what I would call cinematic Instagram reels. And it started going really well. In the past couple months, I've gained like 60,000 new followers, and I'm getting so many more each day. Unfortunately, it also means that I get so many messages that it's impossible to keep up with the DMs. So in this video, I'll just try to explain briefly the most frequently asked questions and answer them to the best of my abilities. Just gonna be a short video answering a couple of questions about filming and editing and posting these reels in the most optimal way possible. First of all, the most common question that I get like every hour recently is which camera do I use, and most people are surprised to find out that most of the reels that I post on my account currently are filmed with my iPhone 13 Pro Max. It's a great camera, but also because you are posting 180p quality reels, you're downscaling most footage, so you don't actually need the best camera. You just need to know how to first of all use the camera, and then you need to know how to get the most quality out of posting the reel onto Instagram itself, because Instagram likes to ruin the quality of a lot of videos. And I had a lot of frustration with this initially. You can check a video that I made a couple months ago when I first announced about my plans to use reels. And it's a funny thing that I actually hated reels when they first came out, but I simply have to admit that I didn't realize the potential. But now that I've got into them and I've found a method or a niche of reel that I really like to post, I'm actually enjoying it almost more than photography even. I've also used DJI Pocket 2, I've also used my Sony. It doesn't really matter, Sony's a little bit overkill, but the camera is not the limitation. That should be the takeaway. The takeaway shouldn't be that you have to buy an iPhone 13 Pro Max to shoot these. The takeaway is use whatever camera you have, learn how to use it, and look for the best looking scenes. Look for, stuff that is gonna make for good content, and that is a whole another topic that probably is going to take years if you're starting from zero. But there's no shortcuts to it. Just how it goes. The export settings are pretty important. You don't want to post 4K quality because Instagram will compress it down to 180p. Therefore, the maximum you should export in is 180p. And the traditional 1920/180p, just flip those aspects on your timeline if you're using Premiere Pro so that it becomes portrait format, and that is the aspect that you should export in. I like to use CapCut simply because I like to do a mobile workflow. CapCut is a really good app for that. I've also used Adobe Premiere Rush. All great options. Even that doesn't necessarily matter that much. I do color grade my reels in post as well, like I do almost every piece of picture and video that I've posted and shared and taken over the last 5, 6, 7 years. It's just a part of the process, and I'm not interested in displaying reality. I don't work for the tourism board. I don't work for realism. I'm trying to create art. I'm trying to create content that is pleasing to look at. So, some of it, I'm trying to dance the line between reality and fantasy, leaning on the fantasy, just purely trying to create my vision instead of displaying reality. But sometimes when you get a lot of exposure, then people are gonna go, oh, it's a filter, which I really hate the word. It's not a filter if you're editing from scratch, and it takes a lot of experience, and to be honest, it's a little bit too much to explain in one video. Protect your highlights when filming. If you're doing night footage, get the ISO as low as possible, even sometimes sacrificing shutter speed. In post, I like to use the mid-tones either in the curves or in the color wheel to add color instead of temperature because of the nature of the video. And then I just do standard editing like I would do for my photos, but it honestly is a little bit difficult to explain. Ultimately, I think the takeaway is that it's more about filmmaking, it's more about light, it's more about the scene, it's more about the idea, it's more about the format and your pacing and your editing than it is about the camera you're using. But all of those matter. It's a thing that works in combination, and there really is no shortcuts. A couple more tips that I could give you is, if you want to get a lot of views, you want to use trending audios on both Instagram and even on TikTok. Some of you might have noticed that I made a TikTok. I didn't really mean to. To be honest, I was just testing it and then I accidentally went viral. So I guess I'm a TikToker now in part, but Instagram is definitely my main platform. Start with really simple and then go from there. Experiment a lot. Have fun with it. Now I do have more. This is something that I just came up with. It is not free. It is my first paid video course where I share a couple more secrets about marketing, about ensuring that everything has the most chances of going viral that I've found out recently. Also, I share a couple of exact editing tutorials, breakdowns of my edits that I've done, and I've included a lot and shared a couple of more exact filmmaking tips and settings tips for specifically the iPhone and the DJI Pocket 2, just because I know some people really want this information, and I've bundled it into a little premium video that you can check out if you're interested. If not, it's not like you're missing something, except there's one secret that you might be missing about marketing that I've come up with that I'm slightly proud of. I'm probably not the only person doing it, but I'm definitely the only person who've mentioned it anywhere that I know of, possibly. Anyway, it's worked really well. The results speak for themselves. I don't want to do too much of a pitch here. If you're interested, check it out. If not, thank you for watching this one, and check out my other videos as well. I mostly do photography related content up until this point. Who knows what the future will hold. I'm thinking about doing, or maybe I've already done it by the time this video comes out, but I'm thinking of doing just a cinematic channel about rain, an entirely brand new channel, not only for creators and photographers but for the mainstream audience. And but yeah, anyways, that's all.